Hello and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the RDA. This is another episode of the Shauny and Retha show. Today we'll be talking about Cristiano Ronaldo, Daniel James, all his future plan now with Cristiano in this Manchester United team. But it's international break currently, so there's no games this weekend. Obviously, but Mr. Maloto, how are you doing?
It's been boring. Like I kind of needed the boring because I've been reading the books, but it's been boring nonetheless. And yeah, no, it is what it is. I don't know why does the international break come so early. Like,
It's a
can't we
weird.
push it
It's
along?
always been a weird one. This international break for me because it's like as the season you just start getting back into the kick of things, and then there's this international break, and when you come back,
Yeah,
it's like again full force, and then things start coming. Then the fixtures get packed: Champions League, then Premier League, Champions
yeah,
League,
yeah.
Premier League cups, Champions League. It gets tough.
It's because December's so busy, so I guess they have to push it into somewhere around this area.
Mm. Plus, it was World Cup qualifiers. But yeah, look, how are you doing besides the boring and hitting the books?
No, I'm good. I'm alright. Very excited. I think exciting things are happening at Manchester United right now, and yeah, let's fingers crossed they don't let us down, really, because the trajectory of the team at the moment is insane.
Mm. I don't think the fan base has been feeling so excited since I don't even really know. Maybe since Bruno
Yeah.
Fernandes time, but like this obviously is a
Mm.
whole different level. This is something not many football clubs can do or have done in their whole lifetime. Being in.
Mm.
But anyways, we have to speak about him, Mr. Cristiano Ronaldo. Obviously broke the record yesterday of most international goals scored ever with 111. Now, I don't know if you watched that game. Did you watch that game at all?
I watched bits of it. I saw the goals.
You saw the goal, so you just watched the highlights. Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
I was.
Okay, no, I keep tuning in and tuning out, so
Oh,
I
okay,
saw
no, I
bits
get
of
you.
it.
Okay, so I watched the whole game, and obviously, I think if people are new to Cristiano Ronaldo, or if there's just United fans who don't really watch Ronaldo that much, for any reasons or whatever, they just couldn't watch Serie A or whatever. I can tell you one thing about Ronaldo. I watched a lot of Ronaldo. I probably watched all of his games. It was almost like a normal Ronaldo performance. He could be quiet for games, but as soon as you open your mouth, he's gonna shut you up, because that's what Ronaldo does. He wasn't getting any service. I always say that Portugal manager is like a Portuguese Oli. So, they play exactly pragmatic or whatever, not really creating enough chances. And they've got good players. They got Jotas, they got Ruben Neves. He didn't even play. Felix, obviously, I think he was injured though. So, Bernardo Silva. They got a good squad. Ruben Diaz at the back. So, you'd think they'd play a little more better football, a better style of football. But Ronaldo, he does what Ronaldo does. 80 minutes going on, 1-0 down. He's a bit quiet. He obviously missed that penalty, which I will ask you about. I will ask you about that penalty situation going forward. And then come 88th minute onwards, one goal, two goals, bang bang, record gone, and he wins the game for Portugal. I've always said Cristiano Ronaldo is the most clutch player you will ever get. If you ever need him in that situation, there is no one better than Cristiano Ronaldo. It's just when it matters, he somehow, some way steps up. And I feel like a lot of Ronaldo haters will come to the realization of this very soon, because he'll always say he's finished. I was seeing tweets, he's finished. His stats that is never the same, and then he does that in the last 2 minutes, and I'm like, that's why I don't speak. That's exactly why I don't speak, because Ronaldo can shut you up within half a second. Ronaldo will shut you up, and he did. He did what Ronaldo does best, and that's perform, score goals, and keep the haters quiet. But Maloto, I want to ask you, about Ronaldo's clutch. His clutch attributes, how important that be for United going forward. And I also want to ask you, because we had this debate, and I obviously think it's not really a debate because Ronaldo will be on penalties. But should he be on penalties and free kicks at Manchester United? Because Bruno's got some technique on him, like you said. Bruno hasn't ever let us down, really, so. But it's not really a debate. But if you were in Ollie's shoes, what would you do? I'm pretty sure Ronaldo would have it somewhere in his contract, even like, I'm taking penalties, I'm taking free kicks, it's just how it has to be.
Mm. Yeah, there's a weird pressure playing for Manchester United, even when you're best player in the world. Once you say I'm gonna play for Manchester United, I'm gonna put the shirt on.
Yeah,
There's always a question.
Yeah.
It's weird. And it also is a sense of hate, I guess, from other teams. They wanna ruin run on our parade and ruin it. So even myself, to be honest, like I trust Ronaldo, but I was watching the game thinking, okay, let's see what
I
we
knew he was
got,
gonna miss
you
the
know?
penalty. By the way, I just like I for some reason have a knack of knowing how Ronaldo's gonna take a penalty, and sometimes like, nah, there's no doubt. But that one yesterday, I'm like, watch, he's just gonna miss. He's just gonna miss it today. You know, it's for the record, or whatever. He's just gonna miss the penalty. But obviously, you know, if Ronaldo misses the penalty, he gets on with his life. His life, it doesn't affect him. So
I remember, I don't know if it was last season, Ollie said he wants a striker who's willing to break his nose for him. I think he's got him.
yeah,
I think he's got him. Because this guy is just a finisher, isn't he? Like, he's the best striker. I forget Kane, forget Lewandowski. He might not be the winger he used to be. He might not be able to, I think he's still pretty quick. I think he's still pretty quick, but he might not be extremely quick like he used to be. He might not be able to take on defenders and play on the wing. But if you need someone to finish for you, you know, it's Ronaldo. You know, just put him in the box. His movement, Cavani's movement is great, but Ronaldo makes Cavani's movement look like nothing.
yeah.
His movement is on another world. His leap, like, I'm convinced he must play Dalla now. I'm sorry.
People are saying that
I know
you
love.
joke, but like people are even saying not even Luke Shaw anymore. Play Tellers and Dallo, just non-stop
I know.
spam crosses in the box, and Ronaldo will do the rest.
I think it's Dallas Portuguese. He's played with Ronaldo. You know. Okay, obviously, I'll play one Bissaka most games, but for that Newcastle game, I wouldn't be opposed just throwing Dallas in. It's Newcastle, you know,
Yeah,
and just going mad, you know. And I think we need a cross for this guy, you know. If we just give him the ball, you know, this might be a bold statement. If we give this guy the ball, he can win the title for us. Ronaldo can do that for us. Forget McFred. McFred's a problem. But if you're outscoring other teams, McFred becomes less of a problem, which is something I had. The problem I had last season. I felt like it went to the dying moments where it's like the last 10 minutes, it's 1-0, then it's 1-1. You know, or you shoot Man City a lot of the time, it's already 3-0. You know, so
yeah.
they don't have to worry even if they concede. I think with Ronaldo we can have that. You know, he's gonna score an insane amount of goals, and I'm excited. I'm super excited to have this guy at the club. I don't think we've had a striker like this, as I think you said the other day, since Van Persie probably.
Mm.
With the penalty thing, ish. tricky. I apologize if you guys can hear the baby crying, but it's a bit tricky because I don't think we can deny that Lukaku, what's his name again, Bruno's a better penalty taker. It's not far, it really isn't, but Bruno's a better penalty taker. I think he missed like 1 or 2 since he's come to United. You know, that's insane. So, and I've seen Ronaldo miss penalties. You know, not a lot, but I've seen Ronaldo miss penalties. So Bruno's the penalty taker. But the thing is, you know, Ronaldo's a striker, and we need to kind of create that atmosphere for him that he wants, that he's the main goal scorer, you know. So you let him take the penalties. You know. If it's gonna help the rest of the club, it's gonna help the rest of his performance. Let him take the penalties. He might miss 1 or 2, but at the end of the day, he'll score most of them, and he'll score ridiculous amounts of goals for you. And yeah, it's exciting times to be a United fan.
Because I was gonna say, you know, I don't think Bruno will mind. First of all, giving up penalty or free kick duty to Cristiano Ronaldo. I don't think he'll mind that one. But there's a small part of me in my heart. Like Ronaldo's my goat. He's my favorite player. No one will ever touch him ever again in my lifetime of watching football. But there's a small part in my heart that's like, I can't do it to Bruno. You know, I love Bruno. I feel like he deserves something. You know, whether it is to be on free kick duty or it is to be on a penalty duty still. You know, he deserves some responsibility, and I trust Bruno. You know. Bruno took this team from nothing and put it where it is today. You know, that's what Bruno did. Now Ronaldo is going to take this team to a whole nother level. But I don't know. I just had a funny feeling yesterday. Like, you know, I love Ronaldo, but when he missed that penalty yesterday, and like you said, he'll score most of the penalties. I'm not basing his whole penalty record of that because I do think Ronaldo is probably, I'd still say he probably could be better than Bruno, but Bruno is consistent.
Okay.
Bruno is consistent.
Okay.
His technique's good. It has never let me down. But I tell you what, for a Champions League final, I am never not putting Ronaldo on that penalty. So it's just how it is. Like I said, when I need him at the most, hopefully Ronaldo will do it, and he's never let me down really. So it's a tricky one. It's a good problem to have, though. Good problem to have. Who's on penalty duty, who's on free kick duty, Ronaldo or Bruno. So yeah, it's not a bad problem.
Let me steal a story from Owen Hargreaves, you know. Let me pretend like I'm in the know. I heard Owen Hargreaves say that him and Ronaldo used to take the free kicks at United, and they were practicing free kicks, and Owen Hargreaves was a bit more accurate, you know. And what's his name again? Apparently, when Ronaldo was a designated free kick taker, it was known. But apparently, when they went to the locker rooms, and it was before the game, I think it was a Champions League quarterfinal or something. Ronaldo took him to the side and said, if we get a free kick, you're taking it. Because, the Champions League is on the line. So, he's going to be even more of a leader at this club, So you just wonder, maybe he will share the responsibility with Bruno from time to time. But at the same time, Ronaldo will back himself to be better. He will say, okay, Bruno's a good penalty taker, but I'm Cristiano Ronaldo, and I can take penalties, and I will score them. It's a freaking penalty. So the dynamic's going to be very interesting, but I do think that he will have to take a lot of leadership responsibility in this club, and that will come with making those type of decisions, I guess.
Yeah, we just have to see, because I guarantee you if we get a penalty early on in that Newcastle game, Ronaldo's probably going to take it if he hasn't scored yet for us. And then, he's probably going to take it. If we get a free kick, he's probably going to take it. After that, I don't know. Maybe Bruno goes back on, because, so...
The free kicks must miss a little. Because let's be honest, he's not the same as he used to be. I don't know why, but he has kind of lost it for some reason.
He just doesn't. I just don't think he practices it anymore. Just like, whatever.
Maybe.
You said himself he doesn't practice free kicks as much as he used to, so...
There used to be weird stories, insane stories about how he used to practice at United, So clearly he's probably eased off that a little, and maybe focus more on his striker play.
He had a good free kick yesterday. Good save yesterday.
Hey, we'll see. I want him there because it's Ronaldo. So I hope they can share the load, and hopefully Fred can take a bit less, maybe nothing at all.
I guarantee you one thing's for sure now. Whenever we get a free kick, Fred is not standing anywhere near. Fred will come walk there, and Ronaldo's gonna be like, "What?" And he's just gonna be like, "Get out of here."
Dude, Fred will be there. Be Pogba, Rashford, Ronaldo, or something, and then Fred. Even Bruno said that. Every time they practice.
It's funny because if you had to choose one of them, each Bruno and Ronaldo, to take one set piece each, what would you choose? Because I'd still probably put Ronaldo on pens and then Bruno on free kicks, because I think there's more chances that way,
Honestly, from what I've seen from Bruno, I put Bruno on both, but as you said, Ronaldo's a clutch master, Like, if someone you need someone to clutch the game and get it over the line. That's Ronaldo.
And the thing is, I don't think it'll affect Ronaldo. Whether he misses something or whether if he scores it, he'll definitely be more boosted. But like if he misses it, like yesterday, it didn't affect him one bit. And I've seen that with Ronaldo. I've seen him miss important penalties, even if it's not like just a penalty shootout, and he will still come in that game and win you the game. It doesn't affect him mentally. He's a monster mentally wise.
I think you need that mindset to be the best, because if it doesn't affect you, then you can't be as consistent as he is, So he has to be a mental beast. And at the same time, I don't think, as you said, I don't think Bruno will mind. I think Bruno will relish being the guy who brings the best out of Ronaldo. Yes, probably won't win PFA Player of the Year, he won't win Ballon d'Or, but we'll all go to Ronaldo. But I don't think Bruno minds that too much, If he is playing an integral part in the team, I think he sees himself as the main creator, I've heard him say in the past, the manager says, I'm the guy who has to make the creativity, And I think he relishes that, and he's going to relish that even more with Cristiano Ronaldo.
He said it himself. He said, all these player individual awards, it's nice, but he'd rather win team awards, He'd rather win a Premier League or Champions League or something, an FA Cup over whatever individual awards you can get. That's just how Bruno is. Yeah. That's why I say, Bruno, I love the guy. I honestly love the guy. I wouldn't have traded him off. I wouldn't have traded Mason Greenwood off. Because I know those two players, there's something about them that, when we were at our lows, they were there, And now Ronaldo is just, he's the reward. He's the reward for the United fans for going through the shit over the last few years. So, listen, I don't think it'll be a big part. We're just gonna have to see what happens. However, for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, that's a good problem to have. I mean, which other manager complains like, I don't know who should take my penalties because I have Ronaldo and Bruno. I mean, come on.
They're too good.
Literally, anyone can step up, and I would not mind. Throw Rashford in there, I don't mind who's taking that penalty anymore, Yeah, not Pogba, maybe not Pogba, but yeah.
When he scored a scream of a penalty at the Euros.
Yeah, he did. But so did Maguire.
But
so,
just think about it. It's amazing. Like, we've got Ronaldo, and we've got Pogba and Bruno to get the best out of him. That's a scary thought, And Sancho, let's not forget Sancho.
Yeah, I was gonna get.
We get the best of those three players. I think we see a monster up front.
Well, let's talk about that then, because I was gonna save that for last. But let's talk about that. We'll leave Dan James for last, the poor lad. But now that Ronaldo's in this team, what does Oli have to do to get the best out of Cristiano Ronaldo? what formation does he play, and which players does he play. I wanted to bring the whiteboard up here, but it's currently at the back there, so I'm not gonna get it now. But I don't know. People were saying, screw it, run the 4-4-2 back. Cavani and Ronaldo up front and just whooping balls non-stop. Just whooping balls non-stop from the wings. So I don't know. What would you? How would you get the best out of Cristiano Ronaldo and maybe even someone like Cavani? What is United's best team now, going forward?
Tricky. A weird part of me, I was having this fantasy of maybe playing what's it called again, a 3-5-3, like Chelsea played once upon a time under Conte. But it's not very realistic. It sounds fun. It sounds very fun. Having win backs, having Lindelof getting game time, Pogba and Bruno playing in the midfield, front three of Rashford, Ronaldo, and Sancho. But it doesn't sound realistic, to be honest, because in terms of the midfield, defensively, there isn't much cover, and you need that in the modern game. It's just how it is. I think the best formation for us is 4-3-3. Really, I think we just have to go with that. We know what the back line is. CMs of Pogba and Bruno. I played Donny, honestly. Like, I think he's the best we have. Scott can play from time to time, sure. Fred was just bench. I'm sorry, but he's not the pastor anymore. I don't know what's happened.
He's let me down tremendously.
Yeah, it's a shame. But maybe the thing about Ole's gonna keep playing him, and he's gonna have to get his best again, or we're in trouble. And then maybe Matic, but Matic, as much as he has the technique, just doesn't have the legs anymore. So for me, it's Donny. And his agent has been piling the pressure. I'm hoping that's going to make something happen and it's going to push Ole's hand.
We're going to hope Ronaldo piles the pressure.
Ronaldo, actually, Ronaldo's the one who can make a significant difference. But I think with Varane coming in, it's a risk we're taking, playing Donny. Because it's not like he can't play that position, He can, And I think...
I don't even think Donny would care. Like, Donny just wants to play now, so I don't care if he's like, I'll play back. You want me to play centre back? I'll play centre back, even just to play. So,
yeah, and like tackling and all is an important part of playing a six, but there's also the other side of retaining the ball, of distributing the ball. And I think Donny has an abundance. Like, no one's taking the ball off Donny. It's not happening, So I'd love to see him there. And as I said, Pogba and Bruno in front of him. I don't start Cavani. I'm sorry, Cavani. I'm sorry, but. I just think Rashford, Ronaldo, and Sanchez are way more exciting. I know Rashford has his questions, but I still want us to try to get the best out of him on the left. Sancho. Yep.
I was going to say, I think all my complaints about Rashford in the past is going to be fixed now with Ronaldo in this team.
You think so?
I think so. I think everything that I wanted from Rashford was creativity-wise. Either that's going to happen, and he's gonna have everything then, and then we're gonna see the future Ballon d'Or, or he's gonna become Cristiano Ronaldo at left wing. I think that's what's gonna happen, because I think with Ronaldo there, people like Rashford, maybe Sancho. I don't really think Sancho so much though, but Rashford, Greenwood, and to an extent probably Martial are gonna learn so much from Cristiano Ronaldo, and I think when you have those kids as good as they are already, learn from the greatest of all time. Whew, it's going to be scary. But not fast. But it's going to be scary.
Yeah. I mean, Ronaldo made his career in left wing, so who else? Who best to learn from?
And he'll probably, because he's like, the attributes are so similar. We've always said Rashford thinks he's Ronaldo. He's got the pace that Ronaldo used to have at left wing. He can do the skills here and there. Ronaldo might not be able to do that anymore, but he definitely knows how to do it. In fact, he won the Ballon d'Or doing it. So, if there ever is someone to tell Rashford how to become the best ever, there is Cristiano Ronaldo. So I think Rashford, and Rashford will take everything Ronaldo says to heart. He'll take Rashford's just that type of guy. He'll come into training, he'll look at Ronaldo and be like, I need to do that. Same like Greenwood. I think Greenwood, I know he doesn't. He'll look at someone like Cristiano Ronaldo and be like, why am I not doing that as a striker? Let me do this. Why am I? Look at the runs. Like, I should be running this. Even Tony, maybe. Yeah. Okay. Even Tony would be like, why I need to make these runs. I need to do this. And I think aerial ability for Marcus Rashford has also been a weakness. Mason Greenwood said he wants to improve aerial ability as well. Who better to learn from than Cristiano Ronaldo? So I think it's gonna be absolutely
Yeah.
phenomenal for our forwards, especially.
Yeah. And I think these players have a brilliant opportunity. I mean, we still have Cavani. They're still learning from Cavani. You must respect Cavani. And now they're learning from the best in the world, you know. So it's gonna be something else. But I was listening to Mark Goldrich, and you're saying that Ollie's gonna need a plan B here, because the question is, how do we play Cavani? That's the big question here. Because the rest of the players is easy. Sancho, you rotate with Greenwood. Rashford and Tony, you rotate. Sadly, Tony is striker. It's done. I just don't see it anymore. There's no space at striker, sadly, for Tony. But, you know, there's a lot of people who've said he's actually better at left wing. So I think he's going to have to embrace that, really. But he can rotate with Rashford. Cavani's, what's his name again? Ronaldo's not being subbed off. It's just not
You
happening.
can't. You literally yesterday was the perfect example. You don't sub Ronaldo.
I
2
would just
minutes
have
left
him
in the
off, you know?
game. Bang bang. Brace. Thank you. I won the game. See you next time.
And we've seen this effect from Rashford in the past, but with Ronaldo, just another level, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you keep him on the pitch, he'll get a goal for you, you know? No matter what, don't judge it on the rest of his game. He's the best player in the world, and he gets special privilege. It just ends there, really. But the weird thing is, if we're going to have a plan B, if we're going to change formation for Cavani to come on, then that kind of makes it more difficult to add those other players, the Greenwoods and the Martials, because now the formation has changed. So Ole has a weird problem here, and a problem that might have been solved if we just let go of Cavani. To be honest, as much as I love him, maybe there just isn't space for him at this club.
We just got way better Cavani is what we did really. That's exactly what we did. You know, that's what we improved on Cavani. You know, so we didn't expect to have this problem or situation going forward. I'm glad we do though, because you know I can't be asked. But yeah, with Cavani, I agree though. I think Cavani, we have to figure out how to still get them both into the game, because ideally I would like Cavani to come off the bench like as normal. As I've always said, Cavani as a super sub is great, is fantastic. But now the problem is I'm not gonna sub off Ronaldo for Cavani,
Yeah.
and that's
What's-
that's really the issue. So I don't know what he's gonna do.
What might happen, sadly for Cavani, he might see himself back in a situation where he's under the striker's shadow, like he was under Ibrahimovic, and now he has to play on the left, or a wing position, which is a yikes. Both for Cavani and for us, because we have so much talent there that we don't want Cavani just patching in. But Ole will do it because I think he's going to prioritize Cavani, prioritize Ronaldo, and that's a bit of a problem. And the solution is maybe playing a two up front, but then now you lose the wingers, and that's not really our tradition at United. We've always been about the wingers. So yeah, it's a headache that Ole needs to fix. It's a good headache, but it's a headache.
Yeah, the thing is in a 4-4-2, the only issue is really then Rashford will play left mid, obviously Sancho play right mid, and then we have Bruno and Pogba there. So there is absolutely no DM. There is no defensive attributes anywhere in that four in the midfield. So, but some would say screw it. You got Cristiano Ronaldo now, just do it. And then you don't necessarily need Luke Shaw and Aaron Wan-Bissaka to bomb forward as much now in the 4-4-2. So I don't know, but
more old school.
it's
More
United.
old school.
It's the United formation that dominated a decade of football. That 4-4-2 destroyed, ruined childhoods. Sir Alex Ferguson's 4-4-2 ruined childhoods. You know, it's what he did. So yeah, we're just gonna have to see what Oli does.
On top of that, Wan-Bissaka is better if he stays back. You know, he's more naturally comfortable if he does that. You know, but that's very old school. It'd be interesting to see if Ole goes down that route. The only problem I have with the 4-4-2, I think it can work, and I'd like to be that team that pioneers something, that does something different. You know, the DM has been played. You know, screw it, I wouldn't need DM. You play without DM and win the league, and that'd be amazing for us to do it. But I kind of feel like it's like you're putting attack first, and we have the players to do that, but we don't have the tactics to do that. I don't trust the tactics to be so relentless that we can just score goals after goal after goal after goal after goal. I think Pep can do it. He tried it. He did it a few seasons last season. Gundogan playing deep, and he's not really out and out number 6, you know. So I just don't trust Ole to do that. I think Ole will play a 6 because he knows that he won't have an abundance of the ball. He won't retain the ball to an insane level, and he won't, with retain the ball, he won't make use of it like a Pep can, you know. So to cover for that, he now has to play a 6, and which is normal. I'm not slating him for wanting to do that, which is normal. Coaches do that. Club does that. So yeah, I just don't trust Ole to do it. But in an ideal world, that's the way to go.
The irony is, some would say the tactics isn't even that hectic, because now if you had Ronaldo even alone, or even if you had, let's just say, hypothetically, it was a 4-4-2, just cross the ball in the box, done. That's it. That's really the tactic. It shouldn't go deeper than that. Whether just mix it up, sometimes put it in the air, sometimes put it low for the tap in, and still counter attack whenever the situation arises. I don't think it should be that deep with Ronaldo and Cavani. It should just be balls in the box 24/7. And
I get
then
what you're saying, but the thing
yeah, finish
for
it,
that
please.
crossing, we need Rashford to be what he's never been really, and to be more of a creator. And if not, we need Shaw to bum up, which is a bit of more risk if we don't have a CDM. And I know Wan-Bissaka has been saying he's been improving, but I don't know if he's prolific at that. I think that's why we want to Trippier. And I think Sancho can do it without even needing an insane amount of training. So our players and our coaching would have to change a little, but I guess it's possible.
And the great thing now is, I was just thinking, when we play low block teams or any other team really, it doesn't take a genius to know that with Ronaldo in this team now, he is going to be the most marked person in our team. However, even if Ronaldo gets marked completely out of the game, they forget about a certain Portuguese fellow who's been ruining their lives before Cristiano Ronaldo arrived at this club, and that's Bruno Fernandes. So, by all means, all the people who are saying that Bruno's numbers might drop off now, or he just might not be anywhere near as good as now with Ronaldo in the team, I agree to an extent. But also, don't be shy to the fact that if Ronaldo gets marked and everyone is focused on Ronaldo, Bruno will do his thing, and he will score goals, and he will create goals. So, for me, Bruno is probably going to only get better, and it's probably even better for Bruno with less pressure now, And I think if Bruno is still allowed that free role with Ronaldo, it could be scary. It could be scary. You can mark Ronaldo, Bruno's free. You mark Bruno, Ronaldo's free. You mark both of them, we still got Pogba, Rashford, Sage, and Jadon Sancho. So amazing Bruno even we should be scoring goals now. That's what I'm trying to say. I think Oli has no excuse anymore. We should be scoring goals. That Wolves game cannot happen anymore. We need to start being that team that goes out there and starts to dominate. And if we lose a game, we need to lose it is because we are so attack minded. That's why we need to lose the game. No more this trying to just sit back, hold it, be rugged, and counter. No, I don't want that anymore. Let's go. Let's attack people. And if we lose a game because we're so attack minded, it's fine. At least there's progress. Then at least I'd say he's trying something, and it's the United way. It's the United way. We go out to go and thump teams. That's what we should be doing. So I hope Oli really does something, because I don't want Oli to be the manager who is gonna get sacked. Or I'm Oli out. Or I think we'll still get sacked because of this. I don't want him to be the guy who's gonna get sacked because he couldn't do it with the best team in the world now, with Ronaldo. And it's just I can't. He has to do something this season. He has to. Do I think he'll do it? No, but we can hope. If I don't hope, it's over. If I don't hope, it's proper over. But what do you say?
I really hope Ole, Carrie Key, and Phelan are sitting and discussing these things we're discussing right now, because so much is improving rapidly in our attack. We saw last season, Bruno improving immensely just because Pogba was playing, and they can't mark both of them. Now they're not gonna mark both Bruno and Pogba because they're marking Ronaldo, and you mark Ronaldo, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
he's gonna
that's
do it
true.
anyway.
Also, if you mark Ronaldo, it doesn't matter because he will still score on you.
So you've got this player who can't be marked, but you're gonna mark him because you just have to. Got Bruno and Pogba. With Bruno, he's probably gonna score more open play goals now because he's not being marked. And we've been so good at the left with Rashford, but the problem with that, we've been too left-sided because they're all going that way. Now we've got Sancho, so it's not like that anymore. So this attack is so good that Ole really has no excuse. We can outscore any team in the world. I feel any team. I think our attack, and you can banter me in the comments. I think our attack rivals, if not beats PSG at the moment, honestly. And
Mbappe,
I just think it's
Mbappe, Neymar doesn't have any product to save his life. Messi, we have Ronaldo, so that nullifies it. And then Di Maria versus our wingers, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
I'll take Ronaldo, Sancho, Pogba, Bruno over a team, in my opinion, being carried by Mbappe and Messi.
If I'm honest with you, if it wasn't for Mbappe in that front in that front line, I wouldn't care. I would not care about the PSG's front line because Mbappe for me is the be all and end all for me in that PSG team. So other than that, I couldn't care really. So yeah, it is what it is. But I've always said this, even before Ronaldo came. I said our team really shouldn't be far off PSG's. I don't get it.
So like as you say, I think it just has to be about attack. Like what more does Ole need? And it's not just Ole. Mourinho had this problem as well. And I remember actually the thing we're having now. I think people forgotten where we come back in second halves. We had it in Mourinho's last season where we'd be so defensive, and then we concede a goal.
Yeah, I remember. It was like towards the end of Mourinho's time. It's like we used to go down, and then second half comes out, and he plays so much better, and then we might get a draw, and we just like, why didn't you play like that from the minute one? So.
Yeah, 2 games I remember was Newcastle where we came back, and Chelsea where we drew. Like what's his name again? There was a Chelsea coach who kind of taunted Mourinho or something like that. But in those games, in the second half, we were so much better because we just let go because our strengths were in attack. Now, I was doing our strengths in attack as an understatement at the moment. So if Ole's not realized that he needs to attack with this to win everything, then I don't know what more he wants. Imagine sitting back with that front four. You're crazy. You're mental. That's what you got.
Yeah, but we've got a long way till that match for you, and I can't wait for that match for you. Because writing that name on the whiteboard, it's gonna be unreal. I still haven't come to terms with how we've got this man at our club, but it is what it is. However, we must move on because a certain Mr. Daniel James is no longer at Manchester United. Now, personally, I'm over the moon. It doesn't take up any spots. It's a free, he never really offered me anything for Manchester United. He was never United quality. All he had was a weird obsession with playing Dan James, which I don't like and which he can't do now. And I think for Dan James' career, going to Leeds, he's going to ball. I have always said, if Dan James goes to Leeds, I think it'll be a great move. I think Bielsa is the only hope where it's like he's going to try and teach Dan James, coach Dan James, into being that extra step where he can be a proper Premier League player. And I think he's going to do very well at Leeds. So I wish him all the best. Great move for his career. Great move for Leeds, I think. Let's see what can happen because it's tough competition for Dan James at Leeds. We have Rafinha, who I would take at United, and then we got Harrison. So it's tough, It's tough competition for Dan James. But let's see what he can do. I think he'll do well. But yeah, I'm very happy because now I don't have to sit here every week and listen to Mr. Malota saying, no, I think he's going to play Dan James this week. And I'm like, oh, God. I don't have to hear it anymore. It's great. Mr. Malota, how do you feel about you and Clayton's boy, leaving Manchester United?
DJ Seven's gone. Ole confuses me. Like, he really, really does. Because this guy plays, And I'm not supporting Dan James. I'm not saying don't in the club. I think it's a good move. Probably he isn't the stand-up Manchester United. But you got people who don't play, and Dan James plays over. I'll say Lingard as well. I'll say Tony from time to time. But then he sells the play that he plays. So I just wonder what's actually happening there. Is Ham being forced to generate money or something? I don't know. Because if it's coming from him, I just wouldn't get it. You play him. He played one of the games, right? What game?
He played the last game before. He played literally the last game before he got sold, which is, oh my God, how do I remember? Wolves. He played Wolves.
Did he?
Yeah, he played against Wolves.
I think he came off the bench against Wolves. Then Sancho started.
Sancho was left wing, and then Dan James was right for to mark Adama.
Games actually. Dan James played both games, or if not 3.
He played the Leeds game and he played the Wolves game.
What the
Wait,
heck?
did he play Southampton? Nah, there's no way.
He might.
I'm gonna check this.
Right there, I'm telling you. Who played if he didn't? Sancho was on the bench. I remember we were angry with Sancho and Varane being on the bench in that game. So he must have played because Rashi's not.
I wanna check.
So I think it was James and Greenwood, I think. And that to me. So he played all 3 games.
He didn't play. He didn't play in the Southampton game because Martial played and Pogba was still left wing.
Oh yeah, okay.
So he played Leeds and he played Wolves.
Yeah. Okay, no, that makes sense. So, but still, he plays so many games, this guy, and he gets sold. So, I just understand from a coaching perspective what the move is about. And it is exciting for us United fans because these players that we say are better, he has to play them now. He has to play them, and I think it's exciting times with you. Exciting times. And it kind of gives Ole an excuse to play sit back and counter so quick. You know, I feel like we've seen him play against Man City. You know, like him playing all these elite players. Ooh, Man City, James play. What? What is that about? You know, and I think it's because he wants to sit back and counter. You know, because we're apparently, but he can't do that anymore. And I'm excited to see how our attack is gonna shape up now. In terms of Dan James himself, yeah, good move. I think it's a brilliant move for him. I don't think there's a better team we could have gone to Leeds and Bielsa. And I was listening to him talk, and he was saying that he just felt like it was the right time for his career. He has to move forward, and I agree. I think he's gonna play under a manager who's gonna get the best out of him. He's gonna squeeze everything out of Dan James. Like Ole can only get so much out of Dan James tactically, ineptly, honest. Dan James might be a bit one-dimensional. If anyone's gonna change it, it's going to be Marcelo Bielsa. And yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to put in my fantasy. I'm excited with Dan James at least.
I want to see what Bielsa does because, like I said, I don't know who's going to play over. If he plays, it's either going to be for Rafinha, which I highly, highly doubt, or Harrison, who's like the vice captain. So I don't know. Yeah.
Hey, James, hey. Keeper Harrison has been a bit.
This guy played every game for us almost. We talk about a winger and you played most games for us, and now he doesn't even know if he's going to start against Leeds.
No. James will be like, I'm coming from Manchester United. Please respect Harrison. Get out of here.
Yeah,
you get the armband.
We're going to have to see what happens, but Leeds have always wanted Dan James. So we're going to have to see what happens. I think he will fit somewhere into the squad for sure.
Every manager's obsessed with molding that pace.
Yeah, every manager just wants to. As soon as they see fast pace, it's like, right, now what else can we do? It's like Rashford had the pace. And now it's like, okay, his finishing was okay, now he's got better at finishing, now he's starting to do little skill moves, and now it's a bit stunted now after that, it's very stunted. But now, Ronaldo hopefully coming in, he can learn some more things. So yeah, we'll just have to see what happens. But I'm excited, Morat. I think it was a good show. Is there anything else you really want to speak about this week, that interested you, or you wanted to get off your chest, watch United?
Not really. Gonna see how the Lindelof situation pans out. Game you play. That's interesting.
So also actually, Lindelof had an interview in the international break, and they were asking him, and it was like, listen, Varane's a great addition to the team or whatever. I had problems with my back last season, playing like 90% of the games, and he says this season he doesn't really expect to play anywhere near as much. He doesn't really expect to play like 50% of the games. So he clearly knows that, listen, I'm gonna get dropped because Varane's just better. So poor Lindelof, but like, what you gonna do?
I kind of feel like saying it now, and I just think as time goes, he won't be as comfortable anymore. I feel like we saw the Laporte at City as well. It was okay for a bit, but now it's like, even if he's still there, it's like, and I want to play more games.
The crazy thing is, if Lindelof is gonna get in this team, I'd rather have him playing at the lone DM. Screw it, play Lindelof lone DM. He can pass, he's not terribly slow, he can defend, so just go do it. We don't have anyone better, just go play DM. It'll never happen, but I would love it.
Yeah, he'll play. He'll be a really, really reliable backup. As much as he's injured and he plays. So how more reliable can you be? So that's going to be great part. Whether he'll be willing to be that for the year, don't know. But if he is, then yeah, I rate Lindelof. I know there's been problems, but I think he's done a stellar job with Maguire, and we just needed. It's not that he wasn't good enough. We just needed more. No, it's not that he wasn't good. He just wasn't good enough. Exactly. Yeah. And we just needed more to go to the next level. Yeah. And yeah, I'm okay with him starting a couple of games. To be honest, I'm okay with that.
I'm also fine with it. As long as for Maguire, it's fine.
Would it be though?
No.
Yeah, that makes the most sense.
Yeah. Maguire is a player. Maguire is still number one on the team sheet. Don't get it wrong. With Ronaldo, without Ronaldo, he's number one on the team sheet.
I think that's the solution, because that way we don't really lose our quality. We've still got a player who's basically B-Tech Maguire.
Yes.
And and Varane, so it still complements each other. So yeah, no, that makes sense. But will it be?
Yeah,
Honestly,
I think
what's,
he'll
what should be
definitely
happening
play
right
cup games because even people like Eric Bailly, I mean, they're still good enough. They're just not better than who we have currently, you know. But like if we play them an
now?
FA Cup game, I don't really mind it, you know. I don't mind it. So
I think the captaincy makes things tricky. I think Maguire needs to make things easier for us.
yes,
Day one, walk up to Ronaldo,
I walk up
take it
just to
off,
be
and just
like,
say,
"This is yours, thank you." I would love that. I would love that. And Ronaldo would be like, "Wait, thank you." I don't have to really say anything more. But yeah,
hey, that's I think what I expected. And I do kind of, I think that
it'll have
Ronaldo
to be
will
from
be a leader.
Maguire's point though. It'll have to be from Maguire's point. I don't think Oli will drop
Yeah.
him. I don't think Ronaldo will ask for it. I don't think Ronaldo would care. But I think Maguire was like, Oli, I think Ronaldo deserves to be captain. I would be like, that's the most captain thing you've done the whole time. Give it up.
He takes pride in being captain, but I kind of feel like if he just resigns to the deal, he's vice captain, and that even though
No,
it's
no,
not.
no, no. It's not vice captain. For me, when Ronaldo walks in that team, Bruno is still my captain. I know Bruno is still my captain. So
But if he resigns to the idea, it'll take pressure off him, I think, and he can just play his game and
Yeah.
let Ronaldo be the
yeah,
captain.
just say you just
He's
have
the
to be
best.
Barry after that. You know, don't have to worry about anything else. Just be Barry after.
Yeah.
But we'll just have to see what happens. Lots of exciting things to come, all because of one man walking into this team, and his name is Cristiano Ronaldo. One man changes this whole dynamic. Is the reason there's whole hope now. We should be smacking teams left, right, and center every week now. So I don't care if you're Liverpool, don't care if you're Chelsea, don't care if you're City, don't care if you're PSG. My team, if we had a competent manager in brackets, should be smacking. But yeah, we're just gonna have to see what happens. But yeah, Miloto, I think it's been a good show. To all the people watching, do subscribe if you're new, do smash a like. Follow our socials. We're like I think 2 follows away from 1,000 on Instagram. So yeah, I'll check out and then yeah, I'll check you all very soon. Obviously no match preview, but I guarantee you when we do that match preview, oh I might be shitless. I might have Ronaldo tattooed over there or something. I don't know. I might lose my mind. But I can't wait. Like I've said, Moloto. I don't know if I told you, but I sent out a tweet today. I'm not even joking. Ever since we announced Ronaldo, every day I go to bed, the same dream happens. It's him
What the heck?
at Newcastle walking out the tunnel, and he has a masterclass. Every day it's the same damn dream, and every day I wake up, I'm like, what is this life? Am I actually living in reality now? Because I feel like I'm in a simulation, just being on repeat every day. It's like, even yesterday, I'm like, Ronaldo, this is gonna be reality setting, and then bang, bang, go, go. I'm like, oh my god, what is happening? So,
I feel you, because there'll be times I'll just be sitting and I'll be like, we have Ronaldo.
yeah, it's just be like that. It's just out of nowhere, it's just like, Ronaldo at United. Even I just got social media, some tweets about Ronaldo. I'm like, yeah, what a player. Can't wait till he plays. Like, I wish he would come back. And like, wait, he's back. It's like, it's very weird. It's very weird. So, yeah. But I'm sure reality will come very soon. Not much longer. Obviously suspended. So if you wanted, you can come now to England and just settle. But he won't it, yeah, he won't it. He's too much of a captain. He's too proud, and I don't blame him too. I wouldn't ask anyone, even if it is Bruno. I wouldn't ask Bruno to come back. Obviously, I like Ronaldo not being able to play for Portugal. There's a bit more rest for him. Not that he needs it, but it's Ronaldo getting an extra game rest. Bruno, I don't really care. Bruno, for me, it's more rest for United. United's where my priority is.
And not easy in playing.
Exactly. So.
Don't play anyway, yes. But like, I don't want to hear it from Oli. Oh yeah, I'll have to ease him in. Smack him.
Exactly. But let's see what happens in Newcastle. We'll see Ronaldo on the bench. Not for Dan James, at least. I can tell you that much. Maybe for Martial. Then we start crying a little bit on the inside. But yeah, like I said, good show. Subscribe if you're new, smash a like, follow the socials, and we'll check you all in the next one.